Hello and welcome back to RyugenTrades. Today is the episode number 41, 17 November, a beautiful Sunday here in Kuala Lumpur. Today's episode is about Cloudpoint, a stock pick by RHB Jewel earlier this year when it's part of their top 20 Jewel stocks, small cap stocks. Is it ready to shine again? It went up significantly at the earlier the year, and now there's some pullback, so let's take a look at this stock. Well, if you're new to this channel, I'm a retail trader trying to improve myself by creating videos like this. I trade mainly in Bursa, a bit on US and FCPO, futures crude palm oil. I'm the little anchovy in the picture earlier. And a big disclaimer, this is not a recommendation to buy this stock, Cloudpoint. Please do your own research before taking the plunge. This is merely a review as to the price action until to date. And a big disclaimer as well, if you are into trading, please read this book, Trading in the Zone. It basically tells you that no one exactly knows where the price will go, because if you claim that you know the actions of buyers and sellers in the market, then you're fooling yourself. But you can put yourself in a position of edge if your trading strategy provides you with a higher probability of trade. Now, I'm RyugenTrades in Moo Moo platform as well. You can follow me there. I do post, but not so actively recently because the market has been a bit of sideways for me, and also been pretty busy. But nevertheless, today is 3 weeks since my last video. I'm going to talk about Cloudpoint. So this is the daily chart of Cloudpoint, and you will see it. So you can see that the RHB small cap jewel pick, their fair value was 92 cents to 108, and that is the area which I've shaded in orange right there. So the first thing I will look into when I look into a chart is to really build in all the support and resistance level. So if you are familiar with TradingView, or you can use your preferred platform, what you can do is basically to plot the support and resistance. That should be step 1. So I'll just call this support. It appears on the left, so if you want to change the alignment to the right, you can just do that. And let's change the wording. So that's the first support, which is a very clear point right there, and you just duplicate. I don't like the spacing that the text is in, so I'll tell you what, I'll delete the text here and I'll add it separately later on. So I just go to the left panel and select text and key in support instead. Yep, that's better. So this one I can move it to exactly where I want it to be placed. And so now I've got two lines, or two shaded area, and the second line is actually a resistance that became a support. So if I duplicate, so the next level is there, the resistance now became a support at that area, and if I do make a clone of that, that will be somewhere around there. So we've got 4 support resistance line, and there should be one more if I can just duplicate the line again. And here you have the resistance level. This is the final resistance. Based on current price point, you would want to see price break above the 88 level to have some meaningful upside momentum. So I just call it resistance, so right there. So that is the first task whenever I look into a chart. So next I will try to see if there's a trend line that can be drawn. So you don't force this, but this is something that is after the fact. Then we can draw an uptrend line there, and I will draw a downtrend line there. And if you look at charts long enough, this sort of price action is just building up for a move up or move down, and it's building momentum. So the longer it goes here, finally it will have to break, either going down or it'll break up like this. Of course, we would all like to know where exactly it will go, but we don't. But based on the price action and based on other analysis, then you will have to make your own decision whether the direction, when it breaks out, it will be trending down or trending up. Yep, that's a big question mark there. So how do we determine this? So next we'll look at the market structure, whether the price is trending up or down. So this was the lower low initially that was formed when the price went down there. In fact, it's a typo. I should have labeled HL. It should be higher low, not lower low. Sorry, it creates a higher low as the price action beginning to trend up. So it should be a HL, not a LL. So apologize for the typo there. But the top part is forming higher highs, and you will see one higher high, another higher high there. So if you are into looking into charts, price action movement wise, now it's really a big question mark. It has been uptrend until recently. It's gone a bit sideways. So as I mentioned, the momentum will have to be determined later. And if you're into Elliott wave, the Elliott wave theory, so I won't be talking about how that is. I'm also new to Elliott wave, but you would draw lines like this to determine which wave it is at right now. So let me complete drawing this for the purpose of the illustration. The orange line is my amateur line drawing for the Elliott wave. So that will be wave 1. That is the first wave that goes up after the long consolidation, and wave 2 will be the first pullback. Wave 3 is the next leg up, and Elliott wave is for trending price action. So the third wave is usually the longest wave, and if I were to now draw the fourth, another pullback. Now depending on how you interpret, so based on what I've seen, Elliott wave theory, the pullback for wave 4, if I'm not wrong, should not cross below wave 1. So for this particular case, for Cloudpoint, wave 4 did touch back at wave 1, the high of wave 1, and it did go slightly below. So whether it nulls the Elliott wave theory or not, if you follow it strictly, then it will void the Elliott wave theory. So this whole pattern of this uptrend could be questioned, whether it's still something that can be relied on, right? So that is something that you have to take into consideration. And if you're into Fibonacci as well, you can draw various lines. So the pullback for the third wave is to the 76 level. So that is a textbook pullback, and it's a complex pullback because you see all the various zigzag patterns between wave 3 and wave 4. And the initial wave, the pullback was 61.8 level, so it's a simple straightforward pullback. And so far, based on these two different type of pullback, if you look at the theory, pullback number 2 and number 4 will be different in terms of how significant it will pull back, as well as the price action of the pullback itself. So pullback number 2 is simple pullback. Pullback number 4 is a bit wavy, so it's a bit complex. There'll be various ups and downs. So all things looking good in terms of whether there's a potential for upside or not. And if you are into Fibonacci, you can also do the Fibonacci extension. Assuming this is the elliott wave is still in play, you can have a good indication as to where it will pull back to. There are several points here. Of course, there is no fixed answer. It could go to the 50% level, 618 level, or 786 level. And if that happens, if the uptrend continues, so we're looking at the price of Cloudpoint to hit back to the fair value zone of 92 to 108. So that is the potential upside for Cloudpoint, assuming when you see a price breakout above the downtrend line and everything seems to fit together now, to see whether there is a potential for upside. So I'm just drawing another line there to signify that if it breaks out, so potentially the fair value could be hit again. So there's some upside, maybe 10-15% at least for Cloudpoint. So let's summarize some of these points that I've discussed to see whether there is a good possibility for any trade for this particular stock. So based on the analysis that I've done, if you are a betting person, you are a risk taker, you could potentially look into going long for Cloudpoint. So 51% chance of upside, 49% chance of downside, and this is just a fancy way of saying that there may be some edge in terms of the price going up based on what we've seen. So the question you have to ask yourself if you want to put on a trade is, whatever I've shown you or based on your own analysis, does this fit into your edge in terms of trading a stock? If it does, then you have to determine then, do you want to put on a trade? So I can make that decision for you. And if you want to put in a position, make sure you put in with proper risk management and set your stop loss first. And once you have determined your stop loss, then your entry price is already there. And I mean in terms of your target price is already there. I think whatever the target price set by RHB's fair value could be a first indication of where price would eventually hit over the short to medium term. So another thing that is also worth observing is the volume. So if you look at the bottom right here, as the price was trending down from its high of around 105, the price trended down, but volume was generally quite low, and now it's moving up again. And as the price begin to move sideways on upward trending action, you will see that the volume has increased slightly, and that could be a good sign in terms of accumulation happening, the price just holding at the higher low price point, volume slightly increasing, not too much. But the good thing is when the price came down from the high 105, the volume was not that heavy. So that's another probably a good sign, I guess, if you want to look into whether there will be potentially a good trade. So of course, those who want to be sure, whenever price break out above the downtrend line and there's higher volume as the day goes on, then that will be likely your low risk entry into Cloudpoint. So yeah, so that's a summary. The seller was basically exhausted when the price came down, and now the accumulation is happening probably when the volumes start to pick up. So if you follow the two uptrend line, downtrend line crossing over, so we could probably anticipate some breakout, whether up or down, somewhere early end of November to early December. So do put this in your watch list, monitor for potential trade. And that's all my analysis for Cloudpoint. Thank you so much for watching. I know this is a bit longish trade review for a particular stock, but I hope I've done myself justice. Please do follow Cloudpoint, see where it goes next. I'm not saying it's going to go up or down, but there could be some slight edge of it going up. So thank you for watching. Hope to see you again. Have a great trading week ahead. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing, give it a thumbs up and all that jazz. See you again. Bye bye.